Good Friday, everyone. I'm Cyrus Webb, and welcome to Conversation Daily News. Glad you all could be with us. Well, we made it to the end of another week. Of course, you have your news headlines coming up on this Friday. Have a message from my book, Words That Choose to Live By. And in today's Entertainment Spotlight, you're part of my conversation with tech expert Jennifer Jolly. She shares with you guys some great tips as you're shopping for Black Friday and Cyber Monday. You don't want to miss that. Enjoy today's broadcast. For Conversation Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with your Friday headlines. In international news, Israel agrees to 4-hour daily pauses in Gaza fighting to allow civilians to flee, White House says. Israel has agreed to put in place 4-hour daily humanitarian pauses in its assault on Hamas in northern Gaza, the White House said Thursday, as President Joe Biden pressed Israelis for multi-day stoppage in the fighting in a bid to release hostages held by the militant group. Biden had asked Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to institute the daily pauses during a Monday call, and said he had also asked the Israelis for a pause of at least 3 days to allow for negotiations over the release of some hostages held by Hamas. Yes, Biden said, when asked whether he had asked Israel for a 3-day pause. I've asked for even a longer pause for some of them. He added that there was no possibility of a formal ceasefire at the moment, and said it had taken a little longer than he had hoped for Israel to agree to the humanitarian pauses. National Security Council spokesperson John Kirby said that a daily humanitarian pause would be announced and that the Israelis had committed to announcing each 4-hour window at least 3 hours in advance every day. Israel, he said, also is opening a second corridor for civilians to flee the areas that are the current focus of its military campaign against Hamas, with a coastal road joining the territory's main north-south highway. Similar short-term pauses have occurred over the last several days as tens of thousands of civilians have fled southward, but Thursday's announcement appeared to be an effort to formalize and expand the process as the U.S. has pressed Israelis to take greater steps to protect civilians in Gaza. Biden's push for an even longer pause comes as part of a renewed diplomatic push to free hostages taken by Hamas and other militant groups to the Gaza Strip during their October 7th surprise attack on Israel. Israeli officials estimate that militants still hold 239 hostages, including children and the elderly, from the attack that also saw 1,400 Israelis killed. U.S. officials said it believes fewer than 10 Americans are among those held captive. Kirby told reporters Thursday that pauses could be useful to getting all 239 hostages back with their families, to include the less than 10 Americans that we know are being held. So if we can get all the hostages out, that's a nice goal. Humanitarian pauses can be useful in the transfer process, he added. Indirect talks were taking place in Qatar, which also played a role in the freeing of 4 hostages by Hamas last month, about a larger release of hostages. In national news, West Virginia Senator Joe Manchin won't seek re-election, giving GOP a key pickup opportunity. Democratic Senator Joe Manchin of West Virginia announced Thursday that he won't seek re-election in 2024, giving Republicans a prime opportunity to pick up a seat in the heavily GOP state. Manchin, 76, said in a statement that he had made the decision after months of deliberation and long conversations with his family. I believe in my heart of hearts that I have accomplished what I set out to do for West Virginia, he said. I have made one of the toughest decisions of my life and decided that I will not be running for re-election to the United States Senate, but what I will be doing is traveling the country and speaking out to see if there is an interest in creating a movement to mobilize the middle and bringing Americans together, he said. In more national news, Los Angeles to pay $8 million to man who spent 12 years in prison for armed robberies he didn't commit. The city of Los Angeles will pay $8 million to a man who spent 12 years in prison for a series of armed robberies he didn't commit, his lawyers announced. The criminal case against Ruben Martinez Jr. was thrown out in 2019 after prosecutors agreed he had been wrongly convicted. Investigators tracked down alibi witnesses who said Martinez was at work when some of the crimes were committed between 2005 and 2007. The Los Angeles Police Department and the city's attorney's office didn't immediately respond to emails seeking comment on the settlement from the Associated Press. In entertainment news, as Hollywood scrambles to get back to work, stars and politicians alike react to strike ending. Hollywood jumped into planning mode Thursday at the news of a tentative agreement between striking actors and the major entertainment companies. After 118 days of most productions shut down and most stars unable to promote projects, publicists, studios, and award strategists went into overdrive plotting out how to best use their newly available talent for what's left of the year and award season. And finally, in business news, U.S. applications for jobless benefits inched down, remaining at historically healthy levels. Slightly fewer Americans applied for jobless claims last week, further indicating that the labor market remains strong in an era of high interest rates. Applications for unemployment benefits fell by 3,000 to 217,000 for the week, ending November the 4th, the Labor Department said on Thursday. Jobless claim applications are seen as representatives of the number of layoffs in a given week. The 4-week moving average of claims, a less volatile measure, inched up by 1,500 to 212,250. Overall, 1.83 million people were collecting unemployment benefits the week that ended October 28th, about 22,000 more than the previous week and the most since April. Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. It's now time for a message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By. Enjoy. Good Friday, everyone. I'm Cyrus Webb, and welcome to Words I Choose to Live By. No matter how many times you have been counted out, know that you are a winner. Victory will be yours if you don't give up. Have an amazing Friday and enjoy your weekend. Jennifer Jolly speaks in today's Entertainment Spotlight right here on Conversation Daily News. For Conversation Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with Entertainment Spotlight. Tech expert Jennifer Jolly rejoined me on Conversations Live, the radio show, to share some great ideas for Black Friday and Cyber Monday that you need to know about. Here's a bit of our conversation.
Jennifer, thank you again for the time. Really appreciate it.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I love talking about all the greatest gadgets and best deals of the holiday and beyond, really.
Yeah. And Jennifer, I heard that, let's kick things off with Samsung. Samsung has some great things going on this year. What can you tell us about it?
Yeah, we can always rely on Samsung for some hot gadgets and even hotter deals, starting with one of the best handsets of all of 2023. This is Samsung's Galaxy Z Flip 5. Yes, a flip phone, reimagined for the future. It is retro, fab, future-proof, the most powerful, thin, and durable foldable phone that's out in the market right now. You fold it in half, and the entire front of the device becomes a touch screen window that basically lets you capture photos and videos, interact with your widgets, all right from there. You can snag their Black Friday and Cyber Monday specials at Samsung.com. And while you're there, you might as well grab a Smart Tag 2 or 4. These trackers add protection to all of your devices, your luggage, all kinds of valuables. These come in at $30, and they make great stocking stuffers.
Yeah, and something that everyone can use these days, Jennifer. I'm glad you mentioned those Smart Tags. Well, with that being said, a lot of people are getting a lot of packages. That also is starting early. What is the best way to be able to keep everything safe?
I cannot believe this deal. I have this set on an alert for the second it starts. It is Ring Video's doorbell and indoor cam 2. This is the second generation bundle, and both devices have motion detection, two-way talk. This lets you see, hear, and speak to people at your front door or even in a room in your house from anywhere you happen to be in the world.
Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. We thank you all for tuning in to this edition of Conversations Daily News. But back on Mondays, more news, message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By, and of course, your entertainment spotlight. Until then, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Daily News today. Now let's go make today amazing. Take care.